Right, hello. I always have to change my comment settings on lives. Hello. Um, so I'm just checking all my settings. To make sure that I don't have I'm not missing chat. Hello. How is everyone? I feel like I'm like it's really dark. I don't know what that's it. That's about. Hi. How is Oh, it might be because it's like the lighting is weird. Okay. Just look, live, you get to see all the things that I usually don't have in my actual uploads, okay? Hello. How is everyone? I've had a lot of stuff happening this week in that I have been sick again. I don't know, it's that time of year, I guess. Um, but I was sick for a few days, but I'm feeling better, so we're making stuff. Exhausted? I mean, I just suppressed a yawn, so you say, yeah. I'm also not necessarily from work, but exhausted from life, being sick, what have you. I mean, my work's been busy too, but hello. I'm looking over because I'm waiting for a video. I'm exporting a video right now. Um, and then I'm gonna upload it and everything, which is why I decided to do a live because I was just like, I'm just doing YouTubey things, so I thought I would show up. Hello. Oh, you're Tiffany. You're working while watching. Same kind of. I'm doing YouTubey things, and I'm like, I'll just live while I'm doing it, cause I'm exporting a video right now. It's about to finish, and then I'm gonna do all the upload things, and then I might as well. uh, more Dreamcatcher. There is more Dreamcatcher. It's not what I'm working on right now, but I did film Dreamcatcher stuff today, so there will be. General Antinope. Hello there. Ooh. Uh, there we go. Sorry, we only got, what, 4 minutes in before I had to get rid of somebody? That might be a new record. I feel like we gotta keep track of it. Like, we're gonna have to, like, have a scoreboard or something. Show my long hairstyle? No, I don't like it in my face. Gosh, I have to get rid of another one. We just started. How long is my hair? I don't know. Long enough. I have not watched the Red Sun vampire version yet. Hello? Yes, speedrun getting kicked from the chat. Oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna catch up on the chat because people are being weird. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. Any knitting today? I have done knitting today. I don't have any with me though. I have some around me, but not with me. Look, some of the chats, I'm cleaning them up, okay? It's just like usually when I start a live stream, the weird people show up because it gets like recommended to a bunch of people. It's okay. Hello, have I seen Fruit Basket? No, I have not. Hello. I've heard of it. And I think it's on my list of stuff to get to, but I haven't actually watched it yet. Do I think there's life on other planets? Definitely. I 100% believe in aliens. I don't think that it's I don't think it makes sense for there to only be us. Have I seen Hunter x Hunter? Yes, the 2010, 2011 one? I have in fact seen that one. Yeah, there might be some possible bots, you know. Um so I'm like, but the problem is like I only get to see like 3 or 4 um comments. So I get like behind really quick. Um do I pronounce it auntie? Like the family member. Auntie. Which is why people shorten my name to that for like the channel. I find it really funny that everyone's like auntie instead of like auntie. Anti. I know people say anti, but I say auntie. Yeah, tea like the drink. Need more twice reactions. I agree. I got sick for a little bit. I know that there's more Dwight State stuff coming out, so I agree. It'll happen. It will. It's on my list of things. What was I on? I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been that kind of week. I'm sorry if I missed something in the chat. I was getting rid of people, possibly bots. I was getting rid of weirdness. We don't need that in our chat. Just say that up front. Like, if you're just gonna like spam stuff or ask weird questions, y'all can just leave now, cause not welcome here. I did have someone the other day though. I got a comment where someone like they used language that got it filtered out for review. Okay, that's what their comment was like. But it was them announcing that they weren't going to subscribe to my channel anymore. They were unsubscribing, and I always find it so funny to me because I'm like, you don't need to announce it. You can just leave. Like, like the fact that you're saying that whilst using language in your comment that got it like immediately filtered out for review on YouTube tells me that I don't want you watching my channel anyway. So anyway, I muted them from the channel so they can't comment anymore. Oh, sacrificial spaghetti, you've had a headache? Yeah, me too. Like the last couple of days, I've had like a headache. It kind of wants to be maybe a migraine, but it doesn't know what it wants to do. And I don't know what that's about. It's just like tired me out though. Yeah, they think I'm gonna be devastated that they're unsubscribing. And I'm just like, nope. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about having those people. Like, I don't want just like anyone. I just want like a number, right? I'm like, if you're gonna sit there and be aggressive and awful, I don't want you on my channel. And actually, like, I muted them. Like, they can't ever comment on my channel again because I'm just like, I don't want you here. So bye. Like, have fun screaming into the void if you ever end up here again. Like, do I have Twitter? No, absolutely not. I don't need to be in that. I just said I don't like people being aggressive and talking to me like that. I wouldn't wander into Twitter. I had it for a little bit because of work stuff. Um, but I don't have it anymore. I didn't like it. So as soon as I didn't need it for work, I was like, no thanks. Yeah, basically the do you know who I am YouTube comments? Yeah. I know, and the thing too is because it was one of my shorts where I was responding to someone who had left a rude comment, and I responded to it to this person being like don't be rude to me, and if you do, I'm allowed to call you out publicly. And this person was like, I can't believe you've done this. I'm unsubscribing for your channel. I'm never watching your stuff again. And I'm just like, okay. Like, but obviously with a bunch of like aggressive language mixed into it, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I don't want you here anyway. Like, like yes, they said something about them like being like an adult, and me like for some reason me responding to a rude comment maybe not adult. I'm like, you just like cussed me out. Why am I the one who's not being an adult? Um, hang on. I have to block another person. Okay. Okay. Anyway. So much you're glad the internet wasn't a thing when you were young? Yeah. I mean, the internet was a thing when I was young, but like not to the way that it is now. Um, but I think that people need to like understand that everyone on the internet isn't just like a username or whatever. Like they're people. They're people, and like if you aren't gonna like stand there and like say weird things to them, like to their face, then like don't do it online. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a difficult thing to figure out, but here we are. Do I have tickets for Dreamcatcher? No. I keep having to block people. I'm sorry to like be distracted. I don't know what that's about. I think I'm just getting attention. I do find it funny though whenever YouTube is like they have like a little message if you're going to like check something that has been held for review, and they're like there's potentially like inappropriate language in this or whatever. It's like a warning, so like if you don't want to see it, then you don't have to, which I think is like a great feature. But I'm always just like, oh, okay. Like I just like wind up. I'm like, what do we got? And I always have a good chuckle. I don't know why. I think that people are so used to either like being able to say stuff online, like rude comments or like aggressive comments or like disgusting comments and have like no response. Like people just like block them and like don't pay attention to them. Or people like actually getting upset. And I know that there are lots of people who are like they need to take like a break from social media and all of that because of like the comments that they're getting. And I just like laugh at them because I'm like, how ridiculous and sad do you have to be that this is like something that you you think is you can just do. Like you are ridiculous and I'm going to laugh at you because like you're a toddler. Like you're a full-grown human behaving like a toddler, just like stomping your feet and like saying weird things because you want to get reactions out of people and I have to laugh at you because you're ridiculous. Hey, you can come up to me if you want. I'm not afraid to get into a confrontation. I put antisocial in the name of my channel. You think that I care about you being comfortable? Nah. Let's go. YouTube needs to give moderator options. They have some great moderator options, actually. I have for my comments, I have the highest filter up, so like lots of stuff gets filtered out if it's even like slightly inappropriate language, because like I don't have time for that. Most of the time I'm just like, take it out, so then like I can at least like no one in my comment section has to see it. That's like my main concern. I'm not worried about what people have to say about me because I've got thick skin. But I'm worried about like other people seeing it and then like engaging with it or being upset by it or whatever. So I want it to be like all filtered out so then like I can deal with it when I have time. Um, they've got some different levels of like if you assign other users as moderators, there's like different kinds of moderators and stuff. So there's actually some like great stuff that they've got going on. Um, but it's just like it's it's frustrating that people have to even deal with it though. Like think about it before you send it. You had to like think it and then type it out and then click send. Like you had time to consider it and you did it anyway. So like yeah, go respond. Just laugh at it. Because like what are you gonna do? You're hiding somewhere in the world behind a keyboard, trying to hurt my feelings, knowing nothing about me. Like you're ridiculous. You're absolutely ridiculous, and you deserve to be laughed at. And sometimes I'll make videos about it because you also deserve to have people look at you in public and be like, "What are you doing?" Right? Like if you're gonna post it publicly in a comment section, I can engage with it and be like, "Look at this weirdo." Yeah, you can't change what other people do or say, but you can change how your reaction to it. Exactly, yeah. Like, and I get that some people it hurts them and some people can't handle it. And I also understand that I'm a much smaller channel, so the rate that I'm dealing with it is not the same as other people. So I get that. It's a different situation for me. But I just laugh at it. Cause like how ridiculous. I mean, I have people who get mad at me in real life and I'll end up laughing at them because I'm just like, what are we even talking about? Why are you mad about this? Right? Like, calm down. How do you have the energy? Anyway, not to bring down the conversation, we can talk about more fun things. It's just that weird influx of dealing with that right now. What fun things have people been up to? I want to have nice comments. And I used to think about people like picturing them. Yeah, it's true. Like people who uh write comments like that, they're those comments are a reflection of how they look at themselves. So like you can get a pretty good idea of who they are as a person by the kinds of comments that they leave. What do I think about solo leveling? Love it. I actually got back into um the manhwa. I read some chapters of it today. So I'm getting back into it because I know when season 2 comes out, I'm gonna want to have caught up with some of the story. So Sana is calling people out on lives. You know, if you get Sana calling you out on stuff, you've messed up. Because that's an angel amongst us mortals. And if she's telling you, you've messed up. You're assuming I'm not caught up to the end of soul leveling? No, I'm not. So don't tell me anything. No, I'm only like, and it's embarrassing to say, I'm only like 50 chapters in. Okay, I know I have like a ways to go, but that's like a quarter of the way, right? But I'm pretty close to like where they're gonna start off with season two, which is why I'm like, I gotta binge a bunch of these chapters so that when season two comes out, um, I don't have to worry about getting spoiled before. I'm excited to get back into it though. I left at like such a high stakes point, and then I just like left for a while because I was busy doing other things. Out of curiosity, have you heard of young Pose? No, probably by the fact that I'm hesitating to say their name. I feel like maybe I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about them. Hello from India. Hi. Top five anime. Ooh. I mean, I hesitate to say Fullmetal Alchemist because my YouTube short about that has had a lot of conversation in recent days. But that is my favorite anime, is Fullmetal Alchemist 2003. Um, ooh. Cardcaptor Sakura, because the nostalgia. Um, Hunter x Hunter, love it. So good. Um, March Comes in Like a Lion. Only one spot left. It's just I'm like, Oh, the last spot makes me like hesitate because I'm like, what do I choose? Clanad. Some variety in there. But I feel bad. There's so many good anime that I'm just like, ah! And probably things that I'm like forgetting about. Um, but I know Cowboy Bebop. I know. I do love Cowboy Bebop, but like I have to be like in a certain headspace to get into Bebop. I feel bad though. I wanted some variety. I didn't want to just like pick a bunch of the same things. I was even trying to be like, I want to make sure I don't pick too many from like the same studio. Like I wanted some variety. You just notice that my channel is about K-pop and anime, also comics. Only Tower of God though on the channel, but we do some other stuff on Patreon. I do some other stuff. Seven Deadly Sins, didn't watch it. Haikyuu, also haven't watched it. Sports anime or something that I'm like, I don't know. Um, so because I'm not a sports person. Um, so I it's not what I gravitate to, but Seven Deadly Sins had like a sequel or something. I have no idea how much there is. I remember when it was new and it was coming out and people were talking about it, but I never actually watched it. Demon Slayer, I have not seen. Nope. And I'm probably never gonna watch it, honestly. And nothing about like the actual show. It's everything about like my own personal beliefs and stuff that I'm just like, I can't, I don't feel right watching it. So it's one of those things with, I don't know, morality of consumption or whatever. I miss when I was a child and therefore could make like ignorant decisions and it was fine. And now I feel like morally obligated to make educated, well informed decisions about things. It's fine. I do have a bunch of anime to catch up on though. I don't even know what's out right now, like other than Solo Leveling, right? Wait, summer anime. Like I know Tower of God is episodes are coming out right now, but that's like the only show I know. Oh right, Fairy Tail. There's a new Fairy Tail stuff coming out. I don't know the rest. I haven't really heard that much, but I don't really keep up, I guess. Oh, hang on. I gotta plug my phone in so I don't disappear. Which has definitely never happened before. Cause I know what I'm doing. I'm a YouTuber. I know what I'm doing. It's fine. I mean, One Piece is still on. One Piece is always still on. Sorry, my messages wasn't updating, so I wasn't seeing what people were saying. Um, yeah, I was gonna say My Hero Academia is currently out, 7th season, also happening right now. I can't remember the last season I saw of uh Hiroaka. I honestly don't remember. I just like stopped at some point. Um Yeah, I'm like, I really don't know what anime is out right now. I'm just like looking like, yeah, I don't know any of these. I haven't heard about any of them other than stuff that's like next seasons, right? Continuing shows. Anyway. The camp where there were cat heroes. Yes. Um I've seen past that. I'm not gonna say what I saw too because I don't want to give out any spoilers for people who are gonna watch Hiroaka, but um do you watch or read any Game of Thrones content? I saw Game of Thrones. I've read the first 2 books. I watched the show. Boy, did I commit time to that. The Madoka Magica sequel movie was postponed. I didn't know there was gonna be one. I don't really keep up specifically with. I was thinking this recently. There was something about people talking about Madoka Magica, and I was like, oh, and I was like trying to like weigh into the conversation because I'm like, I've seen that show, and I realized that I don't remember most of that show, and I don't know why that is. I was like, hang on. I'm like, I have certain like emotional trauma about specific things that happened to that show, but I don't remember the majority of it to like have an actual conversation. I was like, dang, how long has it been since I watched Madoka Magica? Oh, I'm assuming that it was so good and then all of a sudden it wasn't. It was about Game of Thrones. I think we all feel that way, right? That we were like invested and then it was like, oh no. Oh no. I have randomly been seeing like clips and stuff from it recently, so I don't know if people are like back to talking about it because I think we were all like, what if we pretended it didn't happen? Just want to understand why Demon Slayer is a no, but Fullmetal Alchemist is great. The subject matter. It isn't about the subject matter. Um, about Demon Slayer. My problem with Demon Slayer is the earrings that the main character wears. So, do I watch Ghibli? That's my answer. uh Madoka Magica is worth rewatching if you're okay with the trauma. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I'm willing to uh relive Madoka Magica. Much in the same way that I'm like, do I love Clan Ad? Yes. Am I entirely emotionally and mentally ready to rewatch it? Only with a lot of time in between. What's wrong with the earrings? Uh, the earrings are rising sun flags. And I'm being careful because I don't know what I can talk about on live without YouTube being like, you know. But if you don't know what that is, you might want to look into the history of Japan and Korea. And you know, with caution, because there's some stuff there. So yeah. Is the G pronounced like genie or G is like game? It's a G because Japanese. I just went to look up the earrings and holy crap. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Which, like, here's the thing. Like, it bothers me that, like, because I don't want to support the author who's like, I'm gonna put those symbols like on either side framing the main character's face. You know, like I think that says a lot about who the author is. And I don't know if I want to like one give any kind of like monetary earnings to that person by like streaming it or whatever. And I know people have asked me to make reactions and I'm like, I don't know if I want to like do like free advertising for that author's work. You know what I mean? Especially since I make content about Korean media too, that I'm like, that seems weird to like even outside of my own like morality of being like, I don't want to support that person, to also like do it on a platform where I am talking about Korean media as well. Like I hope you understand. Like just you can do your research on that one. And yeah, that's why. That's why. Have I seen Your Lie in April? No, I've been told to check it out. Many times. I've been told it's very, very good. But I have also been told that like brace yourself because I've been told it's like a bit of an emotional experience, a journey. And yeah. I'm just like I don't know if I'm ready for that commitment, but there's like people everywhere like, oh, I looked it up. I'm like, yeah, yep. That's why. And I know people like the thing that makes me upset is that like people don't know what that symbolism is outside of like like in like the West a whole lot. Like they definitely know in Japan. But a lot of people don't, and that are, in America or Europe or whatever. And I'm just like, ooh, especially people who buy it as like costume jewelry, right? Like they buy the earrings because they want to like look like the character. And I'm like, no, 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 don't, no. I'm like, don't do that, please. Thank you. So I'm always like, please research what that means. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was like, it was so much easier when you were a kid and you're just like, I don't know anything about the person who created this or like the symbols in it or whatever. And you could just like turn your brain off and enjoy it. And then you get to a certain age and you're just like, oh no, I have to like I have to be like a conscious consumer and make sure that what I'm doing is like in line with what I believe in and stuff. Um so people were cosplaying Germany from Italia. No. No. Did we watch the same show? No. Oh no. No, no, no. That that seems like feigned ignorance. Cause no. Mm-mm. Ugh. Do I watch K-dramas? No. And I've talked about how I haven't because of them consuming my life. However, I have recently been told by people who do watch K-dramas that apparently they are very good for those who have anxiety. And that makes me think maybe I should, because then it's a mental health thing, right? Like if it's good for me, then maybe I should watch them. And that's really the only push that I needed. I mean, MD, you can like maybe it is justified within world why the earrings are there, and maybe the author has a reason for it, but also they knew what that image was and they chose to include it in their character design. Like they could have chosen something else. If it's just like elemental, there are so many other ways to represent elemental like symbolism or magic or whatever, and that is the symbol that they chose. So my emotional support K drama. I mean, I feel like it would put me through a lot of emotions, but I've been told because there's like a very clear structure to K dramas, and they tend to like wrap everything up at the end, that therefore it is good for people with anxiety because like you can it's predictable and it like ultimately usually ends well, I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't watched K dramas, so I don't know the context. Um, but I'm just like, yeah, okay, there's typically happy endings to K-dramas. See, like, even if I'm like stressed and emotional, at least like it all gets I've been told like it all kind of gets wrapped up in a bow at the end, which is quite nice for people who are anxious. Yeah, okay, yeah, MD, I get it. Like, it has to be a son. Fine. Like, I don't know the context of like within the story. Like, I don't know anything about Demon Slayer really. Like, I know very, very little about what that show is. If it has to be a son, sure. There are other graphics of sons besides that one. And you're agreeing with me that like, yeah, it would have been better to just like not use that specific image of a sun. And again, the author and the author like knows. Like it's not like it's an obscure thing from a culture that they're not part of. So K-dramas are 16 episodes and usually begin the most tragic. So yeah, I'm like, see, I've been told that it's an emotional time. Um, but it usually has a happy ending. So yes, I've heard that Taehyun is doing K-dramas. I know some other idols who have done K-drama stuff. Some of them I follow, some of them I don't. Um, I am not mentally prepared to do anything with June from 17. I know he does like Chinese dramas, which is different, but I've seen some clips and I'm like, no, no, I'm not. I haven't touched grass that well to be able to watch him in any kind of any kind of drama. uh, do I ever watch other reaction videos of the same stuff I react to? I do, yes, and sometimes I comment on them. K Ross, who is here on YouTube, sometimes he pops up. I watch his videos and comment on them. We've had some other people I've collabed with as well over the years. Like Show and Tell. I watched her videos, but her channel is gone, which makes me sad. So. And of course, Blur. I watch Blur's. Well, some of them I can't watch, right? Because I have to make videos about stuff. But what are my top 5 or 3 K-pop girl groups? Ooh. I don't follow a lot of girl groups. So, and I don't really know how that happened because I started with Blackpink. So you'd think that I would have stayed in girl group territory. So I don't know. I don't know if I have a good grasp of that because I don't want to say that I have like top if I haven't explored all of them. You know what I mean? Like I want to give them a fair chance. I feel like I kind of went down the route of boy groups more. And I think part of that is because the main thing that got me into K-pop, like as a whole, was the dancing and like choreography, and boy groups tend to have like the more complex choreography, which is stupid, but here we are. It's changing, but like at least when I got into it, that was still like a thing. So I ended up following a lot of boy groups for the choreography and then getting into like the group after that. So I don't know a lot of girl groups, so I don't know if I can answer that in a way that is like accurate because I still have lots of girl groups to catch up on. Oh, I do know New Chapters. I love their videos. Yes, I watch them too. They're adorable. Anytime that they release new stuff, I'm like, yay, I don't know if I've watched any of their Dreamcatcher videos. But their 17 are a lot of fun. Fave girl group you know in that case. I mean, I have to say Blackpink because they're my first group. Even though I have lots of thoughts about it's such a complicated existence to be a fan of Blackpink because I don't know. I don't know what's happening with them and their management. I don't get it. But they're doing their own solo stuff now, so He's gonna lurk. Okay, you can lurk. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, but top 3 or 5 boy groups. Ugh, my darlings. How do I choose favorites? I mean, God, how do I choose favorites? Um, okay. 17, TXT, Shiny. I only have two left. I'm like, um, gosh, I'm like, how do I, how do I choose? I feel like a traitor if I don't choose like, okay, P1 Harmony, so that's four. I'm gonna feel like a traitor with whoever I choose as this last one. It's like it's Stray Kids. I feel so bad for all the groups I didn't include. Ugh. What's a group that you like that you didn't think you would like or is otherwise against your type? Ooh. Um, I don't know if there's any group I was like, I'm not gonna like this group. Because I usually go in pretty open-minded. But in terms of like outside of like my type, I think maybe Twice, which I feel bad saying because I love Twice. But I think that because when I got into K-pop, they were doing very much the like their early stuff in their career, the bubblegum pop girl group stuff. And then, like the girl group that I started with was Blackpink, which is like they have some of that, but it is like a little bit more on the side of like um more of like an aggressive style. And I think that with Twice, I was like, I don't know if they're necessarily my thing. Um, Especially since at the time I was definitely not as much into pop music as I am now. But they're great. Like they're wonderful. I listen to their albums all the time. I love their personalities. I have so much fun with their music, even the like bubblegum pop stuff. And they are adorable. So I'm just like I feel like that's maybe the group that I was like the most surprised that I just like one like I put off for so long and they're so iconic in like the K-pop industry that it's kind of weird that I didn't want to like I didn't end up listening to them. Um and then after that, like getting into them, like how quickly I fell in love with like the group and their personalities and their music. So, hey, Inkling, you made it. You just happened to be lurking again. You have zero interest in K-pop. This channel has been slowly putting. I mean, everyone always there's always the initial state of what is this? Do I even want to be part of this? I feel like so many people are like, no. And then they check some of that out and they're like, hang on a second. Which I think is why so many people who like K-pop enjoy watching reactions to it because they're like, like how like they have to watch people like fall in love with not just like the group but also like the industry and like that part of music, right? Um, because I feel like a lot of people are just like, I don't know. And it's intense. I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot to get into because it's the dancing, it's the music videos, it's the choreography, like it's all of it, right? There's a lot going on with K-pop, and it's not just like the music videos. There's like a whole like cultural movement around it, right? Um, but you just have to find the part of it that you like because it's a whole music industry. So I think that a lot of people have like a specific idea of what K-pop is, and then they don't look into the fact that it's a whole music industry, and therefore there are so many different kinds of music, and like different things for you to discover and find out. So um, it's always fun to kind of see people like register what's happening. Yeah, Twice is not my usual type either, but they also my alt faves. Yeah, I'm like, exactly. I feel like they're not really my like aesthetic either, because like a lot of the people that I do follow in K-pop mainly are like a little bit on like the darker, more like aggressive music style, and then Twice. I feel like also like TXT starting out, because I got into TXT early on in their career, when they were just like, you know, Crown and Cat and Dog and stuff, and I'm like, this does not fit my other music. And then they swung into like more like grungy stuff, and I'm just like, I knew it. Somehow I predicted that they would swing more into my aesthetic. Yeah, K-pop fandoms are also sometimes a lot. I get it. I understand. Because yeah, they're intense. And I can understand why you wouldn't want to just like jump into that. Um because it's a lot. I mean, like, and I know I'm in the trenches, but also like I got into Stray Kids when stuff was happening, and I won't go into the details about it, but when I got into Stray Kids, they had another member, and then they were just losing that member. So I was in the trenches immediately as a stay. So I understand that could be like depending on when you dip your toe in, um, the fandom may be in chaos, or it might just be like intense admiration. Can I react to NMIX? I have. Lovely. I've reacted to one of their songs. I was. I also checked out another one of their songs, but it's not going to be on the channel. Um, for product placement things. But I do have plans to get into NMIX because they're really good, and I like their music. So I just need time. you know. Um, I'm scared to venture into more K-pop than I have, because I know I may hyperfixate. Mood. Yes. I get that. I also hyperfixate. I feel like doing videos has kind of like reined me in a little bit, because usually when I get into new groups, I'm like a week, I'll disappear for a week and I come back and I'm like, I know everything that this group has ever done. If you ask me a question, I can cite my sources from memory. It's always so awkward when you get into a band just for major changes to happen. Yes. Yep. It was a lot too. I think that anyone in Stayville in 2020 um understands the chaos of that experience. Um so it was, yeah, it was a lot. But you know what? I've had way worse scandals in groups that I follow that have ended up with members leaving or being kicked out. So like it wasn't it wasn't like the worst thing that I've ever been through. I mean, I listen to second gen groups, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Are there more bots? I haven't seen anything, but it's already getting me into K drama. I know sometimes there's drama, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's like it's nothing, and I'm just like, like people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is happening," and I'm just like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like that's not a big deal. Like the weirdest things that idols will be like trending for, and I'm just like, "What?" Yeah, how to start a Stray Kids fandom civil war. OT what? I think we all know. Okay, Bangchan has told us. So I'm just gonna go with our fearless leader and what he tells us. But it's it's a lot, okay? There's certain things that we don't talk about. Okay? What was my first Blackpink song? Boombaya. Which you know, is a lot. Which is one of their debuts, right? Because didn't they debut with two songs? If I remember correctly. I don't know. That's the song that I got into, and it was new. So I always feel bad when people, because when I started, I think doing twice reactions, I get people like every once in a while who are like, "Can you do Blackpink?" And I'm like, "No." Unless you want like a like the 100th rewatch, then yes. But in general, no. Um I think yeah, like I did the twice guide and I had people being like, "Can the next guide you do be Blackpink?" And I'm like, "I don't know how to tell you that I know everything about them." If I watch a guide, I will probably be like, "But this though, you missed this." But that would be a better example. Like I'd be insufferable. Do I speak Korean? No, except like a very, very, very little. Second gen. Yeah, I don't know a lot of second gen girl groups, I'm gonna be honest. I know like songs from like Wonder Girls and stuff. I know the hits, but um I don't know a lot about like their whole like discography, B-sides, personalities, like history of the group or whatever. I just kind of like know music from like listening to it. You're going to a Dreamcatcher concert? Your first concert ever? Wait. I can't wait to check out Boca either because I've been told it's good. Partial to third gen. I feel like I don't know which gen I'm partial to. I listen to a lot of, I think, third gen, fourth gen. I don't know. I don't know the gens. I don't know where the cross, like the border is between one gen and the next. I'm just like, I like that music. I'm gonna take that. Like, that's all I got. And like, I guess like sonically, like second gen, I feel like has like a very specific sound to it. Um, but who's my favorite member of Blackpink? Lisa, which I know makes me vanilla, but I like rappers, okay? I don't choose it. Yeah, Twice is third gen. Yeah, third gen. Dreamcatcher, third gen. Blackpink, third gen. Um, I feel like I'm pretty good at distinguishing with second gen and third gen, and then once it gets from like the border between third gen and fourth gen, my brain's just like I don't know, because I lived through that transition, so I'm just like they were just groups that were debuting, and I got interested in, and I started listening to them, and then I was like, I don't know where the crossover part is. Whereas like second gen, I think all happened before. Yeah, we were in third gen by the time I got into K-pop. You like rappers. Who's your favorite rapper generally, excluding K-pop? Um, that's a tricky question too. I feel like a little bit of a betrayal to like rap music with my answer to this, but I think it's NF. And I feel a bit of betrayal because I know he's not like classic rap culture and stuff. But I feel like I listen to him the most. What kinds of songs do you listen to apart from K-pop? all of it generally. I don't really have like a lane that I stay in very well. And I think that's because I used to work in the music industry, so I just had to listen to a lot of different stuff, and then I got interested in a lot of different stuff. Um, but I always kind of go back to rock and grunge. Um, those are kind of like my, I don't know, my safe spaces. um, but I uh I don't really have like a specific one that I stay in. You want to recommend songs? I mean, lots of people recommend songs to me because I have a channel about it. But you seem to have done a little bit of everything. Are you a vampire? I mean, I've been told that I am. I am very pale. Um, I don't like the sunlight. I actually do have a bad reaction to being in too much sunlight or being in heat. I have very bad reactions to like heat and like heat exhaustion and stuff. So like, but yes, I did work in the music industry. I was a music critic. Um, and I interviewed sometimes, but mostly I was a music critic. And did I do any? I don't think I did any Korean like music stuff or like interviews or whatever because when I was doing it, K-pop wasn't really a thing in the West, but I did do some Japanese. I've done some Japanese groups. Um I have heard both of those names and how people Karina and Wonyoung and how people like I feel like there's always stuff about them and it's like the weirdest stuff that people pick fights about and I'm just like what why though? Why are you upset about this? Being a teacher and in the music industry. You might have an infinity gauntlet. Yeah, I was actually a teacher. I was a teacher and a music critic at the same time. So do you watch other music criticism channels? Todd in the Shadows pops into mind. Yes, I watch Todd in the Shadows sometimes. I kind of got out of the habit of it because I was working in it, so I didn't want other people's thoughts to like mix with mine. Like I wanted to make sure that my thoughts and opinions on certain music was my own. Um, and so I kind of avoided it, especially like even stuff that I had already written my critiques of. I didn't want to like then watch other people's stuff because if that same artist released new stuff, I didn't want this other person's ideas to like mix in with mine because then you get into like one, I want to have my own thoughts and opinions on stuff. And two, I don't want to get into like plagiarism territory of like I thought this was my idea, but it was actually because I was watching someone else's or I was reading someone else's critique and it was their idea, right? So I kind of like pulled myself out of it. But I used to watch lots of stuff um that was like criticism and stuff. Now I mostly watch like if I'm gonna get into something like more analytical than just like your run of the mill like reactions or whatever, it's usually people breaking down the like music theory of songs. Like I love when producers are like, let me just like break down how this song works. Or like musicians who are like, hey, this is how this bass line works, or vocalists who are like, let's pull apart the different layers of vocals and be like, this is how these layers were like put together and mixed together and how they work. So that's usually what I go for in that, as opposed to like critique on like albums or specific songs or whatever. I'm like 4 years older than you, and I have a fraction of the experience. You worked on a farm for a bit, woodworking. That's cool. I've never worked on a farm. I have done woodworking. Um, so that those are always fun. But teacher, critic, actor, singer. Yes, yes to all those things. I was a teacher, I was a critic, I was an actor, I was a singer. Um, I also play guitar, uh, piano. Um, Visual artist, both in that I taught visual art and I used to have stuff in galleries. Um, what else have I done? I've done woodworking, I've done leatherworking, I've done glasswork. Um, what else have I done? Oh, uh I've worked in a hockey arena because I'm the most Canadian. Um, oh, I've worked in um chocolate making, like candies and chocolate and stuff. Um, computer programming. I've designed video game characters and I've programmed stuff for it. uh, I've done a little bit of everything. I've worked backstage on productions too. Like I've done like prop stuff and stage direction stuff and writing. I've done a bunch of writing, creative writing, nonfiction writing, uh, a little bit of everything, you know? Just sprinkle it through. Oh, magic. I used to do like magic performing on stage, and I actually got asked to be an apprentice to a musician, like traveling around, and decided not to do it, but I could have. So, and those are just things off the top of my head. Uh, I like hobbies. I like trying new things. Um, I just kind of like something will interest me, and I just kind of wander off and I do it. So, I did all of that in a previous life. Sometimes it feels like it. Almost certainly a vampire. Ooh, hang on. Got a weirdo in my comments again. Honestly. I'm just here talking about how great I am. And you have to ruin it. I am a vampire, theory confirmed. I've done a lot, okay. Renaissance vampire. I don't know, I just like to do stuff. You know, I like to keep busy, um, try new things, learn about stuff. Uh, and sometimes I also sometimes just wander up and start talking to people. And then I end up getting to do stuff because I just like talked to the right person at the right time. Volunteer in a shelter, that's always nice. Retail, gosh, couldn't do retail. How much work do you have in your belt? Seriously. A lot. I mean, I've been working like in a paid job since I was 12. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've done. Retail, never again. Yeah, I've never done retail, which I think is why I've done so many other jobs because I'm just like, no, retail and like food services. I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I can't deal with that. Yeah, same. I have so much respect for people who work like retail customer service. I'm like, no, thank you. You've never heard my name? My name is Sarah. So now you have. Look, I mean, my paid job when I was 12 was I was working at a daycare, but not as the main person. I just like assisted because I knew the woman who ran it and she needed some help. She had some health things going on and she wanted some help and I was like, "Sure." And she paid me for it. So, I worked before and after school. You don't have much work experience since you're focused on education. That's probably good. You should be focused on education. I just happened to be working two jobs whilst also doing education, which I don't recommend because I'm sure that it was very bad for my health as a person. So, oh, you're gonna name your don't. For the love of God, do not name your child Sarah. At least not from where I'm from, because literally every person I come across, they're Sarah. To the point where I don't respond to my name. People call my name and I'm just like, that's not me. That's not for me. It's for whatever other Sarah happens to be here. So don't do it. What if I just changed one letter to Sana? I have an H at the end of my name, so it'd be two letters. Um I don't think I could hold up the Sana name though. Because Sarah's in most movies end up not well. No, not Sarah because everyone is named it, at least where I'm from. In Canada, I don't know what was in the water in the 90s, but like half of the people uh of the feminine variety are named Sarah. I've never ever been in a space with other people my age and had there not be another Sarah. At least one. There's usually a few. It's ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna have to leave soon. Like a couple more minutes. So if you have questions, anything else you want to talk about, now is the time. Because I've stayed longer than I was going to, but you had two roommates at the same time with your name? That'd be so confusing. I've never had that. What is the time right now? It is 5 p.m. One of the techs at the behavioral health centers there, Sarah. I'm glad they were a nice person. Maybe it's because Sarah Connor Terminator? Now I'm questioning because my mom loves action films. She didn't say that was why she called me this, but now I have questions. Maybe. I was thinking like there's that, there's like I would also not put it past my mom, Sarah Jane from Doctor Who. That could have also been an influence. I mean, when I asked my mom why she gave me my name, she just said because she liked it. Um, so I don't know like why she liked it. I'm assuming it's because she's a big nerd and she likes sci-fi action films. Yeah, we got the Matts and the Matthews, also very common. What's the meaning of my name? Like my birth name? Sarah? Sarah means princess, because it's biblical. So, your mom has great taste in movies? She does. She either it's like it's so bad it wraps around to good again, or it's legitimately just like a really fun movie. And I find it hilarious because my mom loves a good action film. She loves sci-fi. She's the reason I'm into superheroes, right? And then like my dad, a good rom-com. Yep. He's like, give me a good romantic comedy, and he can't do violence. Anything that has violence in it, he won't watch it, which I think is hilarious. Wouldn't describe me as a princess, more like the cold anti-hero. I agree. But maybe that's the point. It's deceiving. You won't know it's gonna hit you until it's too late. Your mom hates everything, but for some reason she loved red? Okay. My dad is quite sweet. Um, he's like he's like the closest you can get to a redneck, and yet he's the most like gentle, would never hurt a soul person. Like he can't watch violent movies because he doesn't like the violence. Um, he like wants to he feeds deer, like he's a very like soft person. I don't have to tell you my age. We've already done the what is my age bit. So my age is out there. All right. I'm gonna have to leave though. It's been fun. It's been a little bit chaotic, but like, once we got past the beginning of the stream, um, where we were dealing with weird people wandering in, and I blocked enough of them that we were able to just like talk, like uh it's been fun. Um and I completely abandoned actually finishing uploading my video that I was gonna be working on, but it's uploaded. I just haven't done all of the stuff like making a thumbnail and what have you. So it's been fun. I hope that you guys have a great evening or rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And more stuff coming because I filmed some stuff today and I'm uploading some stuff today, so more videos. Ooh, because I get distracted. Are coming, and I hope that people feel better. I know that I've been sick for a little bit. Some other people talk about being sick for the last little bit. Time of year where that's going around, so I hope everyone takes care of themselves. Get lots of rest, and take time if you need to. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.